What's up, Liverpool fans? Welcome back. We are here for Manchester United Liverpool team news announcement. Massive game, season on the line, top four on the line. Should be a good one. A lot of protests already outside. Manchester United fans blocking the street for the team coach to get in, deflating the tires. Luckily for us, our players were not on that team coach. We had like 4 different coaches, so that was really funny to see. Manchester United fans, no class at all with that stuff. Love the protests, but when you start trying to impact the other team, the fact that you don't protest against Leicester or Roma and you only protest against Liverpool shows what you're trying to do, trying to get in our heads. And I hope our team takes this and really uses it as motivation going forward. Everyone in the chat, appreciate you all joining. Let me know your thoughts on the team lineup and if you think it's going to be enough to get to 3 points. If you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button. Really appreciate you all. Right away, though, I think this is the biggest thing. Dugout, decent side, Mane benched. I think that's the biggest news. Welcome in, Doug. Looking forward to having you on, being on your show on Monday. Chris Welch here, Fair Play Liverpool, Chicken United fans, the wrong bus, 100%. I think we had 4 different coaches. I think we had 2 red ones and 2 black ones, and we took the black ones in, which is really good to see. And it's glad that we were able to get in there safely, and hopefully that didn't impact our schedule too much and we didn't get in there too late or anything like that. But now that this game's actually going to happen and we're actually confident this is actually going to happen for the first time, let's dive right into it and look at the team lineup. So to start, let's look at the Manchester United lineup. I don't think there's any surprises here with the lineup that they played against Leicester. They're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1. Lindelof and Bali as the center backs with Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka as the outside backs. Playing a 5-person midfield with Fred and McTominay as the 2 holders. No surprisings there. The midfield 3 across is going to be, I think it's probably going to be Rashford on the left, Bruno Fernandes centrally, and Pogba on the right, depending. I'm not sure. And then right up top is, as always, is going to be Cavani for them. So on the bench, they have De Gea, Alex Telles, Tuzambe, Williams, Matic, Mata, Van de Beek, and Greenwood. Surprised that Greenwood didn't get the start. I thought he played pretty well, so I was hoping. I thought he could have gone in there, but I think not having his pace in there definitely could end up helping us. But we'll get to that in a second. More importantly, Liverpool lineup. Very interesting. Back 4 is going to be, Alisson and net. Back 4, we have Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece Williams with Phillips as center backs, and then Andy Robertson at left back. Midfield 3, no surprise when you see that back 4. It's going to be Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Thiago. And then up top, the biggest surprise is Firmino coming in, Jota moving out to the left, Salah on the right, and Mane getting the bench to start. Subs for us, Adrian, Kelleher, so two goalies. I think that's how bad our depth is right now. Sadio Mane, Curtis Jones, Kostas Tsimikas, Shaqiri, Origi, Woodburn, and Nat Phillips. So, no James Milner, no Oxlade-Chamberlain, no Ben Davies, who doesn't even exist in the first place. Ben Woodburn, he's in there. Maybe he comes on, scores the screamers because it's them. But checking it out here, yes, Doug, can't wait, man. Hopefully get the 3 points tonight. Yeah, season's on the line. We definitely need that. My man Steve Stubbs here, who's that behind the stat. Check out his show if you haven't yet. He does weekly predictions on the Premier League matches, and feel like if you're a gambling man, go check it out. He gives a lot of good points. But hope I'm well. I am doing well. You too, my friend. Really nervous about the game. We need plenty of protection for the back 4. Hopefully I can come on the show soon. Yeah, I would love to have you on again. Let's try to coordinate something. Just go ahead and DM me. Would love to do that anytime, man, as always. Hopefully you can beat these lots tonight. Would make my week, make my month, man. Make my month and we get to win. Zane, thanks for coming in. We win today. If only these men turned out. Williams, Fabinho, Firmino, Shirley, they will come show some hunger today. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think it's a number of things. Chris Welch, he's made this point a few times. Julian, I'm the best comment. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. But no, Chris Welch, I think Chris Welch he made a good point on our 2 pre-matches for this. I want to see the Liverpool team come out angry. I want to see them being all nice and friendly with these guys. It's our biggest rivalry. Our backs are against the wall. Literally, we get anything other than 3 points. If we get a draw, we get a loss, our season's done. So I want to see some anger. I want to see some hunger. I want to see this team go out and make a statement. And honestly, especially with all this bullshit happening pre-match with the United fans pulling their cars in front of the wrong team coach while the team coach was stopped, deflating the tires. Like, that's a bunch of bullshit. And I know it didn't really impact our players too much since they weren't on that coach. But I want to see them take that personally. I want to see them just be like, you got to do all this shit. You got to protest twice at our game. Like, I want to see that hunger. I want to see that, just that eagerness to go out and just show Man United that this whole entire season for us was a complete fluke. We're going to come in, kick your ass on your home field, and just have a really good opening 45 minutes. If we can go out and have a really good opening 45 minutes, I think we're in good shape. But yeah, Steve Stubbs, our top four is now in our hands. We should be fired up for this game. Every game is a cup final from now on. Yeah, and I think too, looking at the next 3 games that we have after this, if you go and get this win, then I think that gives the confidence that why can't you win the rest of the games that we have out there? So that's really what I'm looking to see. I want to see the guys start fresh, start fast, and put pressure on early. I think another big thing is going to be how clinical can this team be. That's been really the biggest thing. I know there's been a lot of conversation about concerns about Reece Williams and Phillips going to be in the back, but honestly, with all the injuries that we've had in the back, that hasn't even really been the main reason why we've lost games. All the games that we've lost, other than the 7-2 defeat at Aston Villa, has always been 2-1, 1-0, some stuff like that, where the defense really isn't playing that bad. It's just the fact that we're creating so many chances and not getting the goals. So I want to see guys I want to see Jota with this opportunity starting in a big match over Mane. He needs to come out and have a good match. Firmino, we know what his limitations are finishing the ball, but he's most effective when he is connecting with these guys going forward, sitting in deep, winning the ball back, and being the connector to Salah and to Jota and to Robertson and Trent, who are overlapping. That's what I really want to see. Rahomey here, he thinks Rashford's going to be licking his lips of facing Phillips and Williams. He probably is, but that's why we have a guy like Fabinho, who's one of the best, if not the best, number 6 in the league. He's going to have a huge task today. I almost want to see him just shadowing Bruno Fernandes all over the field, because if we could just cut off that first pass into Cavani and even Rashford out on the wing, that's going to do us a lot of good. So I want to see him really sitting in, playing 100% defensive focused, and if we can just make them make 2 or 3 passes before they get into Rashford and Fernandes instead of being able to pass it directly to them, that's going to be absolutely huge for us and allow us to get numbers back. Allow Gini Wijnaldum, Thiago to track back, Firmino to track back, those guys. But I said it in the pre-match. Another thing that I was kind of concerned about was that we don't have any James Milner in this match, not even available off the bench. I mean, listen, he's not a world-class player anymore, but his leadership and especially his physicality in the midfield, I think, would have been massive today. I think it's going to be really important for Fabinho, Thiago, and Wijnaldum to set a tone early. I want to see them go into a hard tackle within the first 10 minutes of the match. Let Pogba know, let Rashford know, let Fernandes know that nothing's going to come easy on them. That was one of the many reasons why I love Steven Gerrard, outside of all of his talent, was that anytime it was a big match, he would always go into a tackle nice and early and just let them know, like, I'm going to be in your shorts. When you turn around, I'm going to be right there, and that sort of a thing. But, yeah, Mark, I completely agree with you, right? Got to make the most of our chances. So that's going to be on Salah. It's going to be on Jota, especially a guy like Jota, where pretty much ever since that first leg against Real Madrid, he has not been the same player. I think he was a little bit out of his element for that match, and ever since then really hasn't found that true form that he had at the beginning of the season. And what better way? We're going to need him and Salah to be true to their form as they were at the beginning of the season to even have a chance to make top 4. We got to win all these games. So these two guys have to be clinical, have to take their chances. And for God's sake, when Firmino has an opportunity, he needs to make the most out of it as well. Speaking to Mane, I was a little bit surprised that he didn't get the start just because he did score last match. But I think this could be really good for him. This could be a nice little kick in the ass. And we know that he is going to come on the pitch at some point in this match, whether it's at 55 minutes, 60 minutes, 70 minutes. He's going to get his opportunity. So I really hope that this gives him that motivation and a little bit of I don't want to say wake up call because he knows that he's struggling, but maybe a little bit of a rest, maybe being able to watch the game for 60 minutes, seeing some patterns, seeing some flows could help a little bit. But sorry, I had a scratchy throat there. One of the things that kind of concerns me, like you said, Mark, Mane off the bench is a great option, but Jota hasn't played a ton with Andy Robertson down that left wing. So I'm a little concerned to see how that's going to work. Mane and Robertson have a really good connection with those overlapping runs. And I also think, again, James Milner is like the perfect guy to play next to Robertson with no Henderson because he really sits in deep and allows Robertson to get forward. So that's going to be another thing I'm keeping an eye on. Can Gini allow Robertson to get forward and get to that end line? When Robertson and Trent are getting to the opposing end line, that's when we're super, super dangerous, and that's when they're really hard to stop. So I really want to see Jota and Robertson go at Wan-Bissaka on that side. Wan-Bissaka, outside of tackling, he's not that great. He's super, super hyped, and even tackling this year, his numbers are a little bit down. So if we're going to play down the left wing, find Jota early, try and pull Wan-Bissaka out, and then feed Robertson on that overlapping run. That's another area I think we can do really well. But going back to the other side of the pitch, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what Trent does in this match. It seems like Pogba is going to be on that side against him. It could be Rashford. We've seen what Rashford's done to him in the past. I do think that Trent defensively has been a lot better this year. But I'm interested to see how often he's able to dive forward because it looks like Thiago is going to play on the right side of the midfield three for us. He's going to try and get forward. So if he does, obviously Trent can't as well. So that's going to be really interesting. And it's also going to leave Salah one-on-one with Luke Shaw all night. Last time we played them, Luke Shaw did an incredible job against Mo Salah. And I think that Mo, again, we talked about it earlier, but Mo Salah needs to have a night. Mo Salah needs to have a good night against Luke Shaw. If Luke Shaw pockets him, then they can really focus on helping Wan-Bissaka on the other side, helping up through the middle. So if Salah needs to win that matchup, he needs to be able to cut in on his left foot, take a couple shots with his left foot, and find himself in dangerous positions. So we'll see what happens there. Wahome here. 2 of Nay's goals in the FA Cup were Williams' fault. He completely looked like a deer in the headlights in that game. Yeah, so let's talk about this, right? So we're going to have Reece Williams, Nat Phillips going up against a guy like Cavani. Cavani has been in fantastic form, and obviously Rashford is going to be getting really forward as well. And like you said, Reece Williams, that was probably one of his worst games, was that matchup in the FA Cup. He just did not play well. A little bit out of his element. But, hopefully, again, we have Fabinho covering him in the 6. Hopefully that can help out a little bit. And I think Trent's just going to have to play a lot more defensive. And Robertson, they're going to have to pick their moments. I think because of that, we're really going to be relying on Wijnaldum and Thiago going forward. We're really, really going to need those guys, and even Firmino to create opportunities for us, because I do think that it's going to be important for us to play solid and sound defense and really stay organized. I think that's my biggest concern, is having Phillips and Williams back there and not being organized and not being disciplined. It's going to be interesting to see how many offsides calls that we can draw. Can those two guys stay together, keep that communication tight, and keep that back line flat? You don't want to see one guy drop too far down, one guy stepping up to try and do an offsides and then play somebody in behind. That happens often too much for us. So those two guys need to be spot on, and I think that's where Alisson comes in as well. Alisson saved us a lot this season. He's going to have to make some big saves this match, no doubt about it. But he needs to communicate as well. He needs to head like a swivel, looking at everywhere in the pitch. And the ball's on the left side. He needs to be looking at what Phillips and Trent are doing on the right side. And another thing about Jota's going to have to track back as well, help out with Rashford. I don't think Mo will have to track back as much if Pogba's on that side. But whatever side has Rashford on, that winger is going to need to track back and assist. Gini Wijnaldum and Thiago, same thing. They're going to have to really be creative on how they get forward. We're going to rely on them a lot. I think the game is going to be played a lot through the middle for us because of our needing to focus defensively with Reece Williams and Phillips back there. So those two guys are going to have a lot on their plate, and that kind of brings in Firmino. I think Zane made the point here, that this is a massive game for Firmino. we do need a classic 18-19 Firmino back in this match. I think that's that's really the only way that we're going to create enough chances. I think. We're going to have to find the ball early in the defense, find Thiago Wijnaldum, hit Firmino, have one of those midfielders overlap, and then go, because it's going to be really tough for us. Man United's very good on the counterattack against us. We need to keep an eye out for that. So it's going to be very interesting. Seamus here, Fabinho in the midfield is crucial. I was expecting him to start as center back. I'm happy that he didn't start as center back. I mean, obviously he's probably our best center back option right now, but when you look at Liverpool win-loss records, I don't think we've actually won a game with Fabinho playing center back. I think we have a few draws and a few losses. And he is one of the best number 6s in the world. And I think Thiago looks a lot more comfortable when Fabinho is in the 6. And Fabinho looks a lot more comfortable when he's in the 6. And when he's playing that position, he's ultimately a third center back who's just playing a little bit farther up the field. And I think that, especially with Rashford on the wing, you're going to see Robertson kind of covering him, trying to help out Phillips and Williams. But Fernandes is their guy. Fernandes is the guy who keeps them going. So that's going to be the key matchup for me. That's the number one matchup. Can Fabinho, shut down Fernandes, go hard on a tackle early on him, let him know it's not going to be easy. And then that next important matchup, I think, is going to be the Luke Shaw versus Mo Salah matchup. So we'll see how that goes. And then, looking at the bench again, I think really the only option that we have off the bench right now is going to be Sadio Mane and then maybe Curtis Jones to change some things up. If you need to go get a goal, maybe Wijnaldum comes off, Curtis Jones comes on, something like that. I could also potentially see a Xherdan Shaqiri coming in. Potentially, I doubt it. But I don't know. I just feel like this also could be a late Shaqiri performance if the game's tied. I just get that vibe. I could see us going to a 4-2-3-1 formation as well. Wouldn't be surprised about that if you need to go chase a goal. So we'll see what happens there. I apologize. My throat's all scratchy. Mark Flanagan, all 11 need to be on the game today. Yeah, midfield, we have to protect Williams and Phillips. We can do this, boys. Set pieces will be crucial. Again, set pieces are going to be crucial. No Quebec in there. Obviously, we still have Nat Phillips who can hit a meteor out of space. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for Reece Williams because he's going to need to be physical, but he's also going to need to try and be as pacey as possible. I'm really interested to see if we play a high line this match. I wouldn't be surprised if we. I'm pretty sure that we're going to, because we never really change our tactics. But I do think this would be a good opportunity to not play a high line, just to give him a little bit more cover and allow Allison to come off his line a little bit more as well and just kind of close out that space. But Cavani's been dangerous. His movement's been really good. So I think his movement with Rashford's movement, those two guys interchanging, could be a big problem for us. We got to keep an eye on that. So we'll see here. I thought going into this match it was going to be like a 2-2 draw. There's definitely going to be goals scored. And we haven't even talked about some of the stuff at Man United here, though. But no Maguire for them. I think Bali is actually probably, even when Maguire's health, I think Bali is their best center back. I think the world of him. I think he's a really good player. He just can never stay healthy. But then you look at him starting next to Lindelof. Lindelof is a worse version of Maguire. So for us, that's an area that we could potentially win. Can Mo make some runs through the middle? Can Jota make some runs through the middle and go against use our pace against them? Because Lindelof is just a little bit of a smaller fridge than Maguire is. So that could be a huge opportunity for us. And yeah, everyone in the chat, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. Super appreciate it. It helps more Liverpool fans see this channel. But honestly, I think that's a huge advantage for us. Bali and Lindelof have not played together very often. I think they did last match. No, I think it was Tuzanabe who was in the last match. So honestly, I think for us that's a really good thing. We just have to get the win. I don't care if it's 1-0. I don't care if it's 2-1. We need to do whatever we can to get the match. I don't care if it's a 1-0 win off a deflection. But when you think about this, we have every single disadvantage going into this match. This is our second time in Manchester in the last week because the game got suspended. United got to rest their starters, a couple days ago and just completely get them ready for this game. Last match, we had Michael Oliver as the referee. Now, when you look at the referees for this match, they all have connections to Manchester. Every single one. The main official, VAR referee, fourth official, all three of them all have connections to Manchester. Then you look at all of the protests again, a second time protest in a Liverpool game in 2 weeks, doing all that stuff to the wrong coach bus. We have every single disadvantage. But that's also, in my opinion, when Liverpool does our best. When we have that chip on our shoulder, when our backs are against the wall, that's really when we shine. So I really want to see that this match. I think the first 15 minutes is going to dictate a lot in this match. I think if Liverpool can go out and dominate that first 15 minutes, get a goal in the first 15 minutes, that's going to be huge. But the key is, it's not just the first goal that matters, it's the second goal too. If we get that 1-0 win, we got to make it 2-0. It's a whole lot different. It's a whole lot different when being up 1-0, being up 2-0. We've seen it. We saw it against Leeds. We absolutely dominating against Leeds. 1-0, just couldn't score that second goal. And then boom. They scored a late goal. Didn't really deserve to get a result, but they did. So that's going to be another thing there. Got to go out and get that result. Got to go out and get the 3 points. So let me know what you guys think. Got Seamus thinking a 2-1. He just wants to see a performance. I don't even care if it's ugly. I just want to go see us play mean, play angry, play with that chip on our shoulder, and go out and get the 3 points. Again, I don't care if it's a deflection. I don't care if they have 75% possession. We have 25%, and we scrape a 1-0 win. We just have to get 3 points. I don't care how it happens. I also get a weird feeling. I don't know about you guys and girls if you're in here. I get a weird feeling that this could be a Divock Origi game. He's done absolutely nothing. I am not a Divock Origi guy. I think he's done. I think he's washed. But he hasn't done anything all year, so it's just like, is Big Cock Divock going to come out this match? Come on in the 85th minute and get that late winner? I don't know. Maybe it is. I mean, it would just sum up Divock Origi, in a sentence, with him coming on in the 85th minute and scoring a goal and doing something for the first time all season, and then that catapults us to a top 4. So it's going to be really interesting to see. We'll see what happens. I'm sorry, I'm dying here. I'm out of water now. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I'm feeling confident. Going into this match, exactly. This is exactly it, Seamus. We're going to get from United. They're going to sit back and try to catch us in the break. We need to take the chances when they're off. Yes. 100%. And then also when they counterattack us, and if we get a stop, we need to go quickly up the field again and take advantage of our numbers. It's the same thing. But I think that's been the story of the entire season. It hasn't even been the performance of our defense. It's been the lack of performance from our forwards. If Mo Salah doesn't score, nobody scores. And that can't happen. Unless Mo wants to go out and get a brace today or a hat-trick today, somebody else has to do it. It was great to see Thiago score last match. Maybe he can take some shots outside the box, pull those center backs up. But there's going to be a few things. Make the most of your opportunities. Stay disciplined defensively. Stay organized defensively. Work together as a unit and come out and play with a purpose. Play with that edge. Be mean. Be angry. They're not your friends. They can be your friends after the match. This match, your season's on the line. We've been talking all year about how the mentality monsters are done. We haven't seen them all year. If you turn up for these last 4 matches starting today at Old Trafford at your biggest rival, you can redeem that title. Go out, take that title back, take back the mentality monsters, earn yourself a Champions League bid. All of that starts right now, starts in the first minute of the match. Can't take a minute off. Got to stay pedal to the metal the entire match. If our team falls asleep for 2 minutes, that's going to be enough for United to counter and go. Every call is going to go against us. They're probably going to get some sort of Bruno Fernandes penalty because he has over 20 this season. We're not going to get any breaks. So we got to stay together. We got to work as a team, keep our heads up. And when the going gets tough, stay tough yourself. I want to see the heads hang like they always do. Battle through it. Stay together. Middle of the park. Bobby Firmino, we need you. We need you today. Jota, Salah, go get some goals. Trent, Robertson, be aggressive. Pick your moments. And when you pick your moments, make the most out of them. Get forwards. Get to the end line. Put those balls in. Gini Wijnaldum, bust your ass. Defensively, offensively, see some more forward passes. Be quick in the midfield. Don't take forever to hit a pass. One touch, boom. First time, boom. Make those passes. Phillips and Williams, stay together. Stay composed. Don't lose your heads. Communicate tightly. And Allison, please, please, please save our asses a few times. We'll be back 15 minutes for our live watch along. Homie and I will be back. We'll be commentating the entire match. Watch the match with us. Put it on. Join our sub. Let's comment every single minute of the match. Let's get behind these lads. 3 points or die. Let's go get the 3 points. Let's stay alive. Let's keep this in our control. We win today. Everything's in our control. Let's go out. Let's take it. 3 points. Fuck Manchester. Up the Reds. Let's go.